Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Isn't it great and strange in the same time to receive information from the American side or from the good side regarding the whatever losses the good side has in Ukraine? And I'm talking about how many Bradleys armored vehicles were blown up by the Russians or destroyed, however you want to call them, in Ukraine. And that doesn't come from the Russians, but comes from Business Insider. Isn't that strange? That all of a sudden, it's like a little change, where you have the Western media starting talking about some losses, some numbers. I made a video earlier today regarding it was a British chief of Air Force, something like this, Marshal, all kind of titles. And he presented it in front of an audience, how many, saying that the Russian Air Force is mainly intact. That is, he said, this guy's barely destroyed 80 airplanes and about 86 helicopters out of 2,000 some. He said it's nothing like that. And I was like, oh my God, how do you publish this? Because it was again published, I think, by Business Insider or the Telegraph, something like this. So Western media, which until about a few months ago, okay, something like that. So now they tell us numbers, strange. And with this one right here, again, look at this. But this, I'm going to use like this with an, how do you call it, curved boomerang throw or bent coming from Russia Today, via Russia Today, but it's Business Insider. They're citing Business Insider report. 16th of July 2023, Russian forces have knocked out 1/3 of Ukraine's Bradleys. Media being Business Insider or Insider. At least 34 US supplied armored fighting vehicles have reportedly been put out of action during Kiev's counteroffensive. The vaunted Bradley fighting vehicle BFV, which was touted as a potential, and I'm quoting, game changer, end quote, when Washington agreed to give dozens of their machines to Ukraine earlier this year, has reportedly had trouble staying in action amid fierce resistance from Russian forces during Kiev's counteroffensive. At least 34 Bradleys, and I'm quoting, have now been visually confirmed as having been abandoned, damaged, or destroyed, end quote. Business Insider reported on Saturday, citing, and I'm quoting, open source data from military research firm Oryx. The US has supplied as many as 109 BFVs to Ukraine, the outlet added, and they were first deployed on the battlefield in April. Most of the losses occurred during the early days of the counteroffensive, which began last month. As Ukrainian forces tried to cross territory that was heavily mined by Russian troops, Business Insider said. The latest loss estimate was similar to that in a report on Saturday by the New York Times, which said Ukraine's NATO-trained 47th Mechanized Brigade has lost 30% of its Bradleys in just 2 weeks. Wow. So what are we going to do about it? These guys are giving us information that we're not supposed to, or they give us the information which the Pentagon say, yeah, that's why we need to give them more weapons. That's another trick. But I don't think even the Pentagon has anything more. I mean, I know those guys and Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and Boeing and all these arms manufacturing vultures are working 3 shifts to get money and profits, but it seems like they cannot keep up with the Russians, which also work 4 shifts in 24 hours. There was a joke when I was much younger about how the Soviets work, how hard they work. They work 4 shifts in one day. And when you oh man, okay. So I made 2 more videos about how the Brits asked the Ukrainians to keep their Challenger 2 tanks out of the risky operations and store them far away from the Russians' defense systems or rockets, missiles That means don't get them engaged in a war. These are tanks, but not for war. It's just for sale and the numbers and the money. You can make shit up. And I made another one with the F-16s. These guys again here say, well, don't send the F-16s. The battlefield situation is not ideal for F-16s to be fighting over that. I mean, what these guys are thinking, that they fight some cavemen over there? People with bows and arrows and spears and knives, or what? Don't send the F-16s. Those guys might shoot them down. But that's why it's a war. My, they're surprised they're fighting a country who can destroy them. It's unbelievable. What, I mean, is this ideology, stupidity, both? To think that you're going to send some, I don't know, Bradleys, or going to send some Abrams. That's why they don't send the Abrams, I'm suspecting. Because, again, they up some, 17, what's his name, Leopard 2, the German tanks, 17, and they go like, damn, take them out, don't bring them on the front. They take them out of the front, all these things, so they don't get blown up. I made an a video today on that article. They kept the tanks, the Western tanks, out. Because there's too many mines, so they are advancing on foot. No more tanks, no more, holy moly. Why? Because those weapons are too good for the Russians. They don't need it. They just got some baseball bats and they want to attack the Russians with and knives and bows and arrows and spears and shields and, oh my God, these guys really think they're retarded, you know? Or, I know, a lot of them over there, not us here, you know. We're geniuses here. Anyway, my friends, the thing is, they get blown up, obviously, and these guys really thought the same with the sanctions. Oh, we're gonna impose sanctions. Yeah, man, impose those sanctions. We're gonna them up. First round of sanctions. Yes. What happened? Crickets, banana crickets. Nothing. The ruble will be down in 48 hours. Kick them out of SWIFT. Yes. Nothing coming. What the hell? Third one. Yeah, now we fucked them up. Third one, fourth one, until the 11th one, and there's nothing. I think they placed about 15,000 sanctions on Russia as of now. 11 or 15. I can remember one of the. Anyways, more than 10,000 sanctions on Russia, and Russia is still there. And these guys are, we're gonna use wood to burn our houses. No, wood gives cancer. The new research from that Weasel University found out. Oh no, all our ancestors had cancer. And well, cancer read it, all of them. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I got cancer too. Jesus Christ, these guys are. Oh my. How is that song? Look at the bright side of whatever, that song from Monty Python or something, when Jesus Christ is on the cross. You gotta look at the bright side. The same here. We gotta look at the bright side, man. At least you can look at it as being funny. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.